Hi everybody, welcome to Paper Wishes Weekly Webisodes. I'm Lene Gehrig and I'm really excited you're here today because I've got a brand new product from hot off the press. It's a glitter cardstock. They're 8.5 by 11 sheets, and in each package you would get 4 sheets, and we also have packs of cards. We have blue, gold, silver, and red, and you would get packs of 10. So let's take a look at all these different colors for fall. We've got this amazing brown, copper, black, champagne, white, silver, gold, blue, blue mix, teal, green, lime, emerald, pink, red gold mix, and of course red. Hey, I got through them all. So as you can see, beautiful colors. I made some pretty nice projects and I can't wait to show them to you, so come play with us. So my first card, I was in a fall mood, so I wanted to use the copper, gold, and lime green. And then I also added a little bit of the sunflower 6x6 patterned cardstock, and it had this great sort of chicken wire and also a wood grain that I really liked. So this is a 6.5 by 5 inch card, and I first just went ahead and centered some of the 6x6 paper on here and then just trimmed a little bit off the top, and then added a couple of border dazzles down the sides here. Let me see if I can grab the right color. Oh. All right, so these are thin line, these are colorful thin line dazzle stickers, and I used this great brown color right here. It's also got a fantastic copper color and a gold color, so great for fall. Okay, and I put those little thin line dazzles right down the center. Those little stickers are so easy to place. All right, then I made my little circle here by using our 12 circles and scallops cutting dies, and I just used this one and I think this one to create my circle. And then of course my beautiful sunflowers were from the coordinating, it goes with the sunflower cardstock, sunflower cutting dies, and I used the smaller one here and one of the medium-sized circles. And this is just what one layer looks like, and I wanted to show you some of the shaping that I did on this. So I took some ball tools. These are flower forming ball tools, and I just turn my glitter side over. You can see there's some nice like embossing on this as well. And the first thing I did is just do a little bit of shaping from the back, just a little back and forth, just to give each petal a little bit of a curve. And then I did that. There's 2 layers on each one of these, and then just layered them so they were offset. But before doing that, on both the copper and the gold, I added some roasted coffee ink just to each petal like that. It just gave it a little bit darker edge there, and just direct to ink to the surface of the ink pad on that. And I really liked how that turned out. And then for the flower centers, I actually cut more of this wood grain and then inked that brown as well, and then foam taped that to the center. For my leaves, I cut those out of the lime glitter cardstock, and I used the stems and leaves cutting dies for that one. It's got a really nice leaf there. And for that one, I just added a little bit of, actually I grabbed the wrong green. I actually used evergreen. I grabbed peacock green, so we're going to try this. The peacock green probably will work just great. Yep, that works good too, but I used evergreen on mine, which was a little bit darker. All right, so then after that I added a little greeting. This is the happy birthday cutting die from Creative Expressions. This is a mini expressions die. Cute. I did that out of the gold and just glued that right on there, and then added a couple little gold flat back pearls. This is the rainbow collection, and they are all kinds of colors in here with a pretty metallic gold, and just added a couple of those on there. So I thought that turned out really great for fall. I was really pleased with that. And then here's a card that I showed. This is from September 15th webisode, and this one, we were promoting the brush script stamp set from Crafter's Companion, and that's what you see here. But for this one, I used both the copper and the brown, which was a great one for fall. And then I used this leaf set again, and then just a little brown craft cardstock for that one. All right, so let's get to Christmas. So for this one was so fun to make. I used for my background Cutesy Christmas, and it has this really wonderful kind of a craft paper, wonderful snowflake color with that nice brown. And then for my frame, I went ahead and die cut the white glitter from this great frame die. And then, of course, these wonderful Christmas trees. These are also brand new, pine tree stackers. And for this, I cut those out of the green and the lime. And those were fun to do. And for those, I used, just on the back of each section, I just used my little ball tools on the back of those as well, just to give them a little bit of curve. And then I actually used a little bit of foam tape under each layer. So you start with the bottom and then you add the layers all the way up. And then my little birds, these are so cute. These are the cardinal die set. So that one was out of just the red glitter. And then this joy, happy, peace, and joy, joy, hope, love, peace die set, also from hot off the press. Cut that out of the red. So really glittery, fun card to put together. Let's see, what else have we got? All right, so this one, this is a great one to use. For this one I used for my card base, I used the gold folded card. And then for my oval background here, I die cut, ooh, my ovals are super messed up, some of this great burgundy paper right here from Poinsettia Passion cardstock. That's brand new. And did the largest oval shape here. And then from the white glitter, I went ahead and I die cut this candle cutting die, and I cut this piece, and I think this one right here from the white, and then a piece here. Here we go. For this one, I really wanted it to stand out, so I used a little bit of that coffee ink. And for this, I just took that surface of the ink pad again, and I just went over it like this, just to kind of give that a little bit of color. I went all the way around that. And then, while that is still wet, you can use some brushes. Let me grab brushes here. There we go. I just grabbed one of my little brush sets, and I just softened that a little bit by just going around that. Now, you can apply it directly with the brush, but I just found it was quicker just to use the surface of the ink pad and then just go back and quickly do that. All right, and then we've got these great little poinsettias, and those are hiding. There we go. Here are the poinsettias. There's 14 dies on this one. I didn't use the largest one. I used these 3 right here. And I'm going to show you how I did that. And here's the leaf. So for that color, I used this is the red and gold mix. And it does look kind of pinky, actually. So I used this color for the poinsettias, the lime for the leaves, and then it's got these great little berries that I used from this foliage toolkit, which is so great. It has all kinds of little different pieces of foliage, and I wanted to use those berries. So I used that out of the champagne, which was just the right color to use there. Let's see what other colors. Oh yeah, I used gold for my little flower centers, for the poinsettia centers right there. All right, so let me show you how I did some shaping on these. I've got my 3 poinsettia pieces right here. And I'm going to use my little flower forming tools again. For this one, I'm going to use one of the smaller ones, and I always like to do my shaping from the back. This glitter is great. It doesn't come off all over the place. As you can see, I've been using it, and you know, occasionally I'll have a little piece here or here, but this stuff really stays on. And I love that it's a real cardstock backing. Some glitter paper has plastic backing to it, and when you're trying to die cut with it, it's really tricky. It doesn't die cut well. This stuff die cuts beautifully. Okay, so they're all just got that concave look. They're kind of popping up. Just like that. All right, so then I'm going to take a little bit of my Cosmic Shimmer Specialist Acrylic Glue, and I'm just going to put a very small dot. I find that using kind of less glue is better when doing paper crafting. Have you noticed that if you use a lot of glue because you're afraid it's going to fall apart and it's going to not stick together, that then things just move around? So a little goes a long way, especially this glue. It bonds really, really well. So I've glued those two together offset, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little stylus here. This is a little stylus tool. All these tools are available at Paper Wishes, and I'm pushing way down in my foam. Okay, I'm going to do the same to this last little piece here. I'm going to offset this one as well. And by offsetting, I mean I want the petals to not line up. I want them to be sort of turned slightly. All right, and then once we're done with that, we've got all of these little tiny flower centers that I die cut from gold. And we're going to just put a dot of glue on the center. I'm just going to pick these up and just lay them. They just need to make contact with that little bit of glue. And I like to overlap them slightly. Let's zoom in on this, Steve. We're far too far away. And I'm going to just use one of my little pokey tools here. Oh, which I just poked myself with. And get those to kind of go in the right direction. One got away from me here. Ah. There we go. I think this is an example of I used too much glue. Now it's just wet and it's going everywhere. All right, there we go. All right, so now you can see it's got some dimension to it. The leaves kind of went down and then out, which is what I really was going for. All right, so then I started with gluing this one, and I've got my two smaller ones. And then with my little branch here, I just took my little scissors and I cut this into a couple of different pieces. Okay, just like this. And then just sort of tucked those pieces in all the way around, like that. And then for my last part here, I've got some silver Christmas greeting dazzle stickers in this great finish. And here you can buy them in a 3-pack, and there's actually 3 different finishes. There's mirror, there's the regular glitter, and then there's the pearl finish. So that was also a really fun card to do. And I've got one more technique to show you here. Okay. For this card, right here, we can zoom out a little bit more now, Steve. For this card, I actually colored my background here using some Pixie Sparkles in Zest Lime and Teal Marine. And I started out by using the white glitter. So you can tint this and you can customize it to whatever kind of color you want, which is really handy. So let's see, what else did I use on this one? I used the foliage set again. I used this from Lime Green. So here's our Lime Green. and I used the poinsettia from this beautiful teal. And then I brought in some silver to use for those little berries right there. And then the leaves I cut from the white. So here's my color palette. Okay, and for my background paper, I noticed that the sunflower cardstock had this great limey green. So I started out with my 5 by 6.5 card, and I colored it with that lime green sunflower paper, and then I trimmed my white glitter cardstock to just slightly smaller, okay? And then we're gonna have some fun by tinting it. So I have some pre-cut here. Here we go. And I'm gonna use my craft mat because this is gonna get messy. And before I go on, I should probably mention one of the great things about the white color is that you can actually tint it with some ink too. So on my little poinsettias, I tinted that with Arctic Mist. And then for the leaves, I tinted that with olive green. And by tinting, I mean I just used the surface of the ink pad and just drug that right across the tips of each one of those. And then of course I used the Merry Christmas cutting die. Here it is. Oops. There we go. And I cut that from gold. So actually there's another color to my color palette. I always like to do that first when I'm starting off with using a card made primarily of glitter. I pick a color palette and then just sort of go with that. All right, so let's do some coloring here. So I'm going to take a little water mister here. It's got some clear water. And the first thing I'm going to do is just mist the surface of that. And then I'm going to take some teal marine and some zesty lime. I'm going to start with the lightest color first. Just going to tap, 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 sprinkle, sprinkle. Ooh, that was a lot. And just kind of sprinkle that all over. Now, if you're going to make multiple cards, you can of course start with a larger piece and cut your cardstock down. And I think that's what I originally did, so I have more of this on my desk to use. So you want to, if you're cutting your cardstock to size, you want to make sure you get the corners really well. All right. Now we're going to add some of the teal. Okay. Now we're just going to give it a little bit more water. See if we like where we're going, if we've got the coverage that we want. I think I want some more teal. I'm sort of tapping and squeezing at the same time. It's kind of like rubbing your head and patting your tummy. Is that how that goes? All right. Oops, that was the water one. All right, so now we're going to hit it with more water. And then I just sort of let that dry just like that. Just took this, put it aside, and let it dry for a couple hours because I wanted it really saturated. But let's see what it looks like when we just sort of blot it. There we go. And then you can also just take some of this color, this excess color here. Make sure you got everything. There we go. And then you can just let this sit. So you can do that one of two ways. You can just have a really watery effect to it, or you can blot that down. There you go. And if you do it this way where it's just blotted, I mean, probably 30 minutes, you're good to go on this. So you guys, I should clean up my mess here while I'm talking. We have a great money saver on all of this wonderful glitter cardstock. And as I said, they're 8.5 by 11 sheets. They come 4 sheets per pack. There's a great price on these. And the cards come 10 to a pack. Also at a great price. Perfect for Christmas cards, any season actually. But as you can see, we did Christmas cards and we did fall cards and birthday cards, and just had a really great time using this. And you're going to see it a lot this season. Debbie and I are really excited to use it. So if you're watching us on our Paper Wishes webisode channel, the money saver is to the right. Just look over there and you'll see that. And below this video, you'll see a photo gallery where you can click on that and see full color pictures of all the projects and supply lists. And down below that is a products used drop-down list where you'll see all the tools and everything that we used. If you're watching us on Webisodes, we haven't forgotten about you. Look below the video in the description box and you'll see a link that'll take you to paperwishes.com where you can see our Webisode page and everything I just mentioned. And if you liked this video, you liked our techniques, consider giving us a thumbs up because it helps people find our channel, and subscribe. Oh my gosh, you guys, we do 3 to 5 of these videos a week. I'd hate for you to miss any of them, especially with spooky time coming up and all the great Halloween stuff we have coming and Christmas. Thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you next time.